Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 25th, 2022 New Moon Solar Eclipse reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see what energy we need to be mindful of during this new moon and eclipse. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the High Priest. So the High Priest is Taurus energy. What's interesting is Taurus is ruled by Virgo. Okay, we have Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus and the Sun are going to be right next to each other, right? And we do have the solar eclipse coming through. So that's going to be what we need to be mindful of, is the power of the solar eclipse and the way that it's going to be affecting us. There is also a sense here of we have, like, things are going one certain way. It's like it's going one certain way. There's going to be just a little bit of a snare in things. There's going to be a little bit of a skip of a jump that's going to happen. And it's going to be during the day, right, in the AM, with the solar eclipse, and it's going to affect us as we move forward, but it's going to have us in the long run looking at things kind of differently, like looking at things much more like, is this right for me, or do I need this, do I want this? It's going to have us questioning the way that we fit in to, it's like a cog in the workings of things. We're going to be questioning, do I want to be doing that? Or how do I want to move forward this way? Or what's really making me happy? So just be aware of this energy, okay? Here, Leo, because it's just going to be something, it's just going to be like a little hiccup. It's going to be a little hiccup, but it's going to start something that can snowball, that can make us have a lot of questions, that can put us in a different direction than we thought we were going in. So just be aware of that. It's very interesting. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay. So we are crowned with the Four of Pentacles. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Nine of Swords, and we have here the Eight of Wands. So things are moving very, very quickly. We're going to have doubt, a little bit, it's not a little bit of doubt and fear. It kind of comes to us in waves. It can be, sometimes we think, oh my gosh, everything's going great. I'm handling this so well. It's perfect. And then at other times, we're just going to have a lot of doubt, a lot of fear. Things are moving more quickly at times than we feel like we have our footing for. So just be aware of this. We're crowned with the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is very much warning us of vampiric energy, energy that tries to drain us, energy that makes us not feel as successful or as prosperous or as bountiful as we actually are. With the Ace of Cups, our cup is runneth over, and that can be part of the reasons why we kind of feel overwhelmed and we're nervous. It's like, are things too good to be true, or can I really have what it is that I want and what it is that I love? So for some of us, that question is coming forward. For others of us, we're very emotional. This is a very emotional time. We feel just a little bit like raw, a little bit. I almost feel like it's sandpaper on the skin, right? It hurts. It's made us raw. It's made us vulnerable. With the Eight of Pentacles, there's a lot of hard work going into what we're doing. And this is a time where we're ready for the hard work, but we have this doubt around the way that things are progressing, okay, if we're progressing the right way, and if we're working hard enough. We do have our blessings coming in, which are fantastic and beautiful, but there's almost a sense here of, am I doing the right thing? Okay, yeah, sure, I got that right. Or, okay, fine, that's going okay right now. But what if it doesn't continue to go okay? We kind of want to plan for everything. And Spirit is really saying to us, don't hold on to things so tightly. Let yourself see how it develops, how it goes, how you're becoming, what you're stepping into. It's going to be very important for us. It's going to be a bit of an adventure too, which Leo, we love, and on the other hand, we don't love because we want to know what's around the bend. So just be aware of this. The Four of Pentacles is very interesting energy because the Four of Pentacles, I always see it as vampiric energy. Energy that makes us want to hold on to things because we think, oh no, I can't possibly get to where it is that I want to be, or I can't possibly have what it is that I want to be. So be mindful of old insecurities coming forward. Okay, be mindful of people playing off those insecurities, saying, oh, well, I can see Leo is vulnerable here, so I'm just kind of going to add to that vulnerability, add to that chaos. With also the Four of Pentacles, there is a sense of, I'm seeing a fat cat, okay? I'm seeing the sense of, now it could be somebody's listening to this and your cat who might be a little bit chunky, right, is sitting there and it's like they're living the life and that's what you want. But there's also a sense of other people raising themselves up and putting on airs and thinking that they're way more important, way better than they actually are. So just be very mindful about this because there's somebody that you're looking at and you're like, wow, they really have it all together. And they kind of like, they're just blowing smoke. They really are. They're just filled with a bit of nonsense. So just be very much aware of this. Now, with the Ace of Cups, this is a gift from God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe. And this gift is coming to our hearts. Now we're entering into eclipse season, right? So eclipse season in Scorpio has us centered around our heart's transformation. So with this energy and with Venus being so powerful right next to the sun, we're going to feel our emotions so much more. The 25th can be a day where we just feel things so much more. We can feel like, oh wow, I need to call this person, call that person, right? Your spirit guides, your angels, they're really, really talking to you. There is also this sense of, I'm opening up my heart to what I really want. For some of us, we have beautiful things, right? Beautiful things have happened. And we're going to be afraid, oh my gosh, when is this all going to fall apart? Stop taking away the moment of the beauty and placing it with fear. Because it doesn't have to be a thing. It could just be a beautiful moment. It could be something here that's really quite lovely. And we're just thinking, there's worry. It's like, when is everything going to fall apart? When isn't it going to be, what I want anymore? So just be aware of that we're almost kind of like bracing ourselves for something bad to happen, when it doesn't mean that anything bad has to happen. We are still moving forward in love and in peace and in harmony and in a connection with ourselves in a very big way, in a very real way. With the Ace of Cups also, with fire sign energy, it's kind of chilling us out a little bit. I just see a soothing of a temper. This is a time where if you've wanted to start meditating or journaling or letter writing or just something that's really calming, this is the time to do it. This is the time to start to center yourself because your heart is so powerful and it can illuminate so much if we just connect. But there is this fear that some of us have, Leo, around really connecting with the heart because it's almost like, if I step into that, when will it be taken away? When will things fall apart? With the Eight of Pentacles, hard work and dedication. there can be that sense of, okay, well, I just have to double down, work really hard, and I'll be able to kind of outrun my fear. But we can't outrun our own minds because we're always with ourselves. We're always with our thoughts. Even if we try to drown out our thoughts, they are always there. The Eight of Pentacles, hard work, dedication, determination. This is a time where we get things done. This is a time when we are focused. This is a time when we're determined. This is a time when if you give us a task, Leo, done. You're going to be the number one person who can get things done, get things organized, get things moving in a way that's surprising, in a way that you're like, oh, wow, I'm kind of really proud of me. So just know this. Also know that you can put more on your plate because you are getting things done. You are moving. So you're like, oh, okay, well, I can add more thing. Okay, I can add one more thing. And then all of a sudden it becomes a little bit more intense because we've added so much to our plate. We've put so much, on our shoulders. So just be aware of that. It can bring us to a place of worry. It can, but I just see us being a bit of a nervous Nelly right now. So just be aware of that there's just a sense that we could have something that we're worried about that's absolutely valid. And you're like, Dane, I need to worry about this. I need to, make sure everything is okay. And that's okay. That's good. But there's also just such an energy here of, I need to breathe out. I need to center myself. I need to be calm. I need to be present in my moments for me. The Nine of Swords is the energy that keeps us up all night scrolling through our phones because we're just too worried to sleep, or we're just too wound up to sleep. And Spirit is saying here, be very mindful of this, because if we don't rest, if we don't replenish ourselves, it makes facing the next day even harder and even harder. And it just kind of builds up stress and stress and stress. So just be very aware, because we're going to be worried. Okay, we can have high stress moments. If we have a watch that tracks our stress, it can tell us, okay, you're having a high stress moment. We're not doing anything to detox because we're working super hard. We're super in tune with the emotions of things, or what's needed. We're kind of really working really well. And then we don't sleep well because we're thinking too much. We're again too nervous, too overwhelmed. And so Spirit is saying here, make sure you disconnect, because this is going to be a time from the 25th, most likely to the next full moon, okay, when you're going to see a lot of things happening. You're going to see a lot of movement, a lot of things moving forward in ways where you're like, wow, everything's happening so quickly, or wow, everything's moving so fast. And Spirit's like, yes, it is. So you need to step into yourself. You need to step into what you want. Because as everything moves so fast, I almost see you as like getting swept up in somebody else's, story, somebody else's narrative. And it's like, okay, that's okay to get swept up in other people's stories from time to time. But this is a time where you have so much emotionally invested and you have so much positive, giving, hardworking energy for you. You don't need to give that away to somebody else. You just don't. So the Eight of Wands very much tells us, okay, everything's moving really quickly, and I just see you as like getting swept up in it. If you calm yourself and center yourself, you're going to be able to withstand things and say, no, it needs to go there, it needs to be like this, it needs to be like that, and open the door for you in a very real way instead of getting swept into other people's narratives. Now let's see what the cards have to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Yeah, okay. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels, ooh, goodness. So we have balance your spirituality with your practicality, and that's linked with the Four of Pentacles. There is this sense here of, okay, I need to see what I want, I need to see what I need to understand myself both spiritually and in the waking world, and look at the energy that drains me, look at what's overwhelming me, and be able to step into myself, be able to see myself. Because as we do so, we start to take action as we start to see our hearts more and more. Pisces is ruled by water. We have the Ace of Cups, which represents water. And this is a time where we are looking at what we need and what we desire. And as we take action with the heart, this moon has us kind of dancing our way forward, has us moving in directions and instincts and ideas that we hadn't seen before, we didn't think really were possible. And it brings us to a place of protection as we are working, as, the pieces of the puzzle are coming together, as things are making more sense, as we're, releasing things that don't make sense, that aren't necessary, that aren't needed. And it brings us to a hunger in our lives. It brings us in a hunger for having things settled out. And what Spirit is saying here is that even though you're hungering for it, there's worry around it. We want everything to be set just so. It's like having the table set just the perfect way, having the perfect linens, and then not wanting to use the napkins because, then they'll be ruined. So it's just saying here, don't worry so much. Let things flow. Let things be. If things get ruined, they get ruined. If things last forever, they last forever. I read this book once in college. It was The Mill on the Floss by George Eliot. And I didn't realize I didn't read the end till much later on to, I found it funny. But I remember it starts off with the aunts having their best clothes, their best handkerchiefs kept in a drawer, that they only ever use their third best handkerchief. And when they passed away, everybody would be able to ooh and ah that they had such fine linens. And what I'm seeing here is like we're hungering to use our best handkerchiefs. We're hungering to use what is being hidden away. And we worry if we use it, it will be ruined or it won't turn out exactly the same. I know I'm using an analogy, Spirit is giving me the analogy of linens, but it can be that somebody is embroidering or works with linens or is ironing or something like that. So that could be why that imagery is coming through so strongly. But I just remember that passage in that book so very well, because I always thought, how silly to keep special. My mom always said, keep it special. Use it now and enjoy it. And yet I find myself doing the same thing. So here, you're hungering. This moon is showing you what you're hungering for. And it's to bring to the light what it is that you really desire, what it is that you really want, what it is that is special to you. It doesn't have to be something to wear or jewelry or anything like that. It can be your talent. It could be your mind. It could be your voice. But you're afraid people will judge you. And it's like, stop. You hunger for it. It needs to come to the surface. It brings you to discernment. You need to be mindful of what you're bringing forward because everything is going to be moving rather quickly. So be discerning of what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. Be discerning at, with the energies that are around you, with the people that you're letting in. Okay? With the Eight of Wands, things are moving very fast. And you need to be discerning because, again, like Spirit said earlier, you can be very much caught up in everybody else's story, everybody else's, wants, needs, desires, the way they're looking at themselves and what they're demanding right now. And you need to be discerning enough to say, no, I'm not getting swept up in your trauma drama. I need to focus on me. I need to see me. And as we do so, this moon brings us wisdom. This moon brings us that quiet beauty of introspection and understanding. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, and it's the Four of Swords. Now we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Four of Swords. There's an energy here around the home, around our bodies, ourselves, around being mindful of the negative coming in. And the Four of Swords says, rest, take care of yourself, be still, honor your story, honor everything that you have been through, honor the way that you are moving forward, and honor who it is that you are. But we need to be mindful, because it's the energy to be mindful of, that we're not going to want to do that. We're just going to want to keep on pushing, keep on pushing. Rest and sleep are going to be so important, Leo. It moves us to our subconscious moon energy. And it says, what do you need to release? And then you have release. It says it twice subconsciously. And I love that. I've actually never seen that before. Subconsciously, we're moving towards a release. We're moving towards a cleanse. What needs to be let go. It will come to the surface during this moon. It will. It will most likely come to the surface, during the day, during the solar eclipse. And by the evening, you will know what you need to release. You'll feel that energy having built up inside of you. Whether it means that you go outside and you dance under the moon, or you have a good scream into your pillow, or have a good cry in a hot shower, it all depends on you. Or cooking a fantastic dinner and just putting all your energy into that, being able to release, the frustrations and caring and compassion. That's going to be really important. You need to find that outlet. You need to honor that outlet as well. It moves us to our subconscious tarot energy, and it's the Hierophant. It's the energy that we were told to be mindful of. Subconsciously, it has a tremendous effect on us. This is again Taurus energy, ruled by Venus. Venus and the Sun right next to each other. And so here, we're looking at what we love. We're looking at what we desire. We're looking at what we need. Subconsciously, we want to fit in. But we need to see what's right for us. It's kind of like when you're a teenager and you want to fit in, but all the groups that people have, all the way that people, kind of clump themselves off, they're not right for you. So here, you could feel a little bit awkward. It's like, oh, well, is there ever going to be a place for me? Know that as you connect with you, as you step in to what's right and secure and powerful, you step into what you're desiring and looking for and where you need to be. This is not reinventing the wheel, but utilizing it for your best purpose. And you're starting to do that. Subconsciously, you're really saying to yourself, what have I been holding on to that I don't need anymore? And then what brings me my great joy? What moves me forward? Happy with myself. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy, as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo. And may you have a blessed moon.